Hello, today is August 7th, 2022. It is a Sunday, and that means it's time for another episode of Misfits of the Galaxy, a vlog series in which I ramble and amble about my thoughts and ideas for putting together a space opera campaign for my fellow members of the Isle of Misfit Rolls podcast. If you haven't heard of us before, I'll put links down below. We can be listened to from a variety of podcast websites. Additionally, we have transitioned over to a Twitch live stream format. So stay tuned as pretty much every Tuesday between the times of 8:30 p.m. and about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can watch us react live to the various machinations of our DM, Mike. With that being said, I'm going to jump right into this. This is like the 32nd episode of my vlog series, and for those who have been paying attention since the very beginning, this started as just a sort of New Year's resolution, knowing full well that the campaign that we're playing in Vertes would eventually come to an end, and trying to prep for what would come next. What I didn't anticipate when I started was that Wizards of the Coast would announce a Spelljammer Adventures in Space box set, nor did I expect various other circumstances to occur during the course of this vlog series. However, now that we are, let's see here, we are 9 days away from the official release date on D&D Beyond, as well as the release date of the physical copy of the Spelljammer Adventures in Space box set. I'm super stoked to see what it has and what content I can use. For those who are unaware, what has happened is D&D Beyond has posted a adventure module for the upcoming Spelljammer box set called the Spelljammer Academy. Realm Space Sortie, I believe, is the name of it. I hope I got that right. Anyways, long story short, if you want to check it out, I think it might still be available on D&D Beyond. I'll see if I can find the links for it and post them down below. But one of the advantages that this one has now is they've actually posted two in one of the. It's just Spelljammer Academy. The sortie was actually one of the chapters. It's the three-parter. My apologies. Still trying to keep track of all this stuff. So one of the things they've done is they have posted the stats on two of the ships, the Hammerhead ship as well as I believe it's the Squid ship from Spelljammer. So looking at them now, you get the idea. Okay, well they have a damage threshold, which I had discussed in a previous episode. Because they've brought damage threshold into it, I'm really excited, and I'm just going to implement that with the various ships in the Misfits of the Galaxy campaign. And they've made them pretty, like, they have an awful lot of hit points, to say the very least. But yeah, in a previous episode, I've been discussing the possibility of using damage threshold as a way to justify the fact that some of the ships would just be so massive that shooting a bow and arrow at it would be it'd be unrealistic to be able to inflict damage upon them. And they've apparently gone the same way, which is great in my opinion. They're probably lifting that actually from their the DMG. I think it was page 119 where they do the airborne and waterborne vehicles chart, where a lot of them have damage threshold associated with them. So the more I'm looking at this now, the more it looks like it's going to be a Spelljammer campaign, only with a whole bunch of homebrew worlds and what have you in it. Although I still like a lot of the material from Dark Matter, which I'm going to incorporate into this campaign. With that said, what I'll probably end up doing is take a bunch of the ships from from dark matter and repurposed them for Spelljammer, for this sort of Misfits of the Galaxy Spelljammer game. For those who are unaware what dark matter is, before Spelljammer was going to be released, or that over a year prior, a company by the name of Mage Press published a rulebook, or a third-party rulebook called Dark Matter, which was a science fiction campaign for 5e where magic still exists and everything else. And if you haven't heard of them before, they create some amazing content, and I'll put links to their site down below for those that want to check it out, just so everyone's we're completely transparent here. I'm in no way sponsored by them whatsoever. I just love their content, and I think that promoting it so that other people have the opportunity to check it out, if they were unaware of it, is the right way to go with this sort of thing. So with that said, about ships and the like, I have been working on a few more worlds, trying to expand the verse in a manner of speaking. So I've added, aside from, I've been writing a bit about Kemet, which is the home world of the Avera species. Additionally, I've been writing about the worlds of Innis, Zayan, Fortuna, and Rune. So Rune is your atypical fantasy setting. It is still stuck in the sort of medieval times, filled with wizards and dragons and other types of monsters and the like. And so a lot of travel from various races in the verse end up going to Rune, as it is rich in magic. But there seems to be, because it's a disputed territory, there's a Cold War going on between the Eldari Empire and the Avera theocracy. There is there's part of their treaty is at the present is that Rune is going to be left to develop on its own. It's not allowed, like they're not allowed to bring the people Magitech and the like as they slowly progress. This wasn't so much a decision made by the Eldari Empire or the Avera theocracy. Rather, the gods of Rune are fairly potent, and they didn't take kindly to these spacefaring races exploiting and advancing the people of Rune without their consent. So yeah, if the party wants to go on a good old fashioned dragon dragon slaying or something similar, Rune would be the world for them to go to. The world of Fortuna is going to be a ice planet, where like nothing really like it's almost uninhabitable. The only species like with cold resistance and the like are capable of living there. I think there's a near human, the Rogian near human from Velda's Spire Secrets, possibly Goliaths and a few others with similar cold resistances would be able to inhabit the frigid Arctic world on the surface. However, that's not what most people go to Fortuna for. Fortuna is a world beneath the surface as well as in high orbit. Fortuna is a den of thieves where filled with casinos, gambling halls, and bordellos. It is a place to sell illicit goods and to buy them. As no civilization has a claim to the system, and subsequently the world is has no serious law enforcement. It's a place where might kind of makes right, and it's who you know, not what laws you broke or what rules you broke that results in whether or not you end up being incarcerated or punished for your crimes. So that would be a really good place for, like, if the party has some illegal contraband, or maybe they need to broker with some less than reputable individuals. They could go to Fortuna. The next world I'm kind of working on right now, like I said, is we have Zayan and Innis. Innis is effectively a Celtic style world where, or Celtic, where you're dealing with the Celtic mythology. Uh, it's very, like, you're dealing with people who, like, primitive people or simpler people um, who are gods and fae and the like, have a very prevalent role in their day-to-day lives. I haven't really fleshed out Innis that much. Zayan is going to be a traditional, like, I'm a big fan of other games like Rokugan the Rokugan setting for Legend of the Five Rings and the like. And I wanted to throw a world in here that had that sort of Chinese emperor, Romance of the Three Kingdoms style feel to it. And so Zayan is going to be that world. They are aware of the fact that there is magitech and space travel and all that, but their own insular attitudes and philosophies keep them from expanding out into the verse at large. There's a few other worlds that, like I said, I've been playing around with. I'm trying to flesh them out. I'll probably take a whole bunch of them from Spelljammer itself once the book or box set is officially out. The But as I said, I'm slowly the worlds that I am personally creating, or at least incorporating from other settings. I'm slowly expanding on the list. I'm hoping to have enough content by the time we get around to playing this that it doesn't matter where in the verse the party chooses to go. There'll be something interesting in store for them, and a lot of it I'll probably end up coming up off the top of my head when we actually start playing it. I know that Mike is currently preparing to continue with the Vertes campaign for the moment, and I think he intended on wrapping up sometime in December or thereabouts. So we have maybe 3.5 months to wrap up that campaign, and in the new year, it is my hope at the very least that we start this Misfits of the Galaxy. I know the players in that have been asking me, like, well, what races are going to be available and all that, and I'm trying to create a list at the moment, but it's been a slow process since I have to take a look at every single race that's available, not in the D&D at this point, and just go, okay, does this make sense? Yes, no. Um, if it's no, well, why? If yes, where should I put it in the settings, sort of deal. As my previous episode, which was a little bit short, and I do confess a little bit lackluster. I do like the idea of having pre-assigned attribute in score increases. So, like, Goliath has +2 strength, +1 con, rather than letting people freely allocate them, and that's in part because of the nature of the verse. If you want to play something with, like, a intelligence modifier, there's more than enough species out there that will give it to you. If you want to play, if you have your heart set on playing like a Goliath wizard, since I'm using that as like the Goliath as a example, then you can play one. But bear in mind that you're not necessarily penalized for what you're doing, unlike previous editions of D&D. but it will be a more difficult road for you. However, in the end, I think it will be more rewarding, as you will soon find that as you progress in levels, like the maximum you can get is a 20, a +5 attribute modifier. You're going to get there eventually. It's just a matter of how quickly. Uh, Additionally, uh, the other thing uh, that I always like to bring up when it comes to various races and species and all that in D&D is if you're going to let people pick what attributes they're going to get, you might as well just let them use those variant rules for ancestry or whatever out of Tasha's culture and of everything, and do away with the entire idea of racial stats. Since like you kind of scratch your head when you're going, okay, well, like using Goliath again, it's like you got this powerful build as a trait, which allows you to have a larger carrying capacity and everything else. But then you have a strength of 7 because you've decided you're not going to play a physical character. I'm sorry, doesn't make a lick of sense to me. But anyways, that's my opinion, and I'm at the moment I'm sticking to it. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts and ideas on that sort of stuff. I've been rambling here for about 16 and a half minutes now, and I think I'm going to wrap it up with that for the moment. So till next week, I hope everyone's 20s always land as a critical, and we'll start our countdown next week as to how many, because we'll be really close to that Spelljammer dropping. Anyways, take care.